Hey guys, this is Jonathan over at American Off-Road Customs. I want to take a minute and talk about these trucks that we have behind us. As you may or may not be aware, we do work on a lot of trucks, and it kind of goes hand in hand with the off-road builds and stuff that we do. Being able to have a diesel truck to tow your rig to your off-road adventures, or maybe you just want to have a nice daily driver so you're not driving your off-road rig around all the time. So we do a lot of different levels of trucks when it comes to stuff like that. So behind me we've got like a 1500 Ram, 3500, and then we got an F350 over here, and kind of set up for different things. So this 1500 over here, you know, it's got an Icon suspension on it with coilovers in the front, upper control arms, 35-inch tires, 20-inch wheels. This thing is a pavement princess. It went off-road one time, never again. It's not where it likes to be. So this thing for me is pretty much just a daily driver, and I do use it to tow my Jeep when we do go out of town. So it does really well for me for that. It's got, you know, upgraded lights in the grill here from Vision X to give me some better vision when we do get out to like Sand Hollow where there's not street lights and stuff like that, and sometimes we get off the trail after dark, and being able to see where I'm going really helps me out with that. But other than that, this thing's pretty well mildly built. You know, it's essentially a leveling kit. It does have some amp power steps on it. I got a tonneau cover in the back and stuff like that, but other than that, it's not really too much else done to it. So it's still pretty comfortable for the daily use. And then similarly, this F350, same kind of idea. So this one, it's also got an Icon suspension on it, a little bit better quality options as far as the shocks and stuff in here. But you know, it's got some good all-terrain tires on here, aftermarket wheels for a little better styling. But again, this thing's meant to be able to tow the Jeep when they go to the trail, but still be, you know, relatively comfortable for daily use and stuff like that. You know, he's got an upgraded grill on here for the same idea with the better lights and stuff like that. And he's also got the power steps in there, so that way he can get in and out. Same thing as on that one. But again, it's pretty much a leveling kit on this and not too much else to it. Now this one, on the other hand, a little bit more on the extreme end of things. This one has a lot more stuff going on. So it's got 40-inch tires on this, off-road tires. We did a full AEV fender conversion on this to be able to fit those without going super big on, you know, the lift on this thing. So it does have a Carli suspension on this, and honestly the main goal with doing the Carli suspension on this one was to soften the ride up, because the factory 3500 is pretty stiff, and he did used to use this to tow his motorhome, like fifth wheel behind this, stuff like that, but he said he since sold it, and so now he pretty much just chose his Jeep on a tongue pull, so it didn't need all that extra load capacity. So we softened it up a little bit with Carli's progressive leaf packs in the back, which made it a lot more comfortable with their custom tuned shocks and everything like that. And then obviously for, you know, some cool styling effects and being able to, you know, play with this thing in the dirt if you want to, big 40-inch tires, the fender modifications to fit those. This one's also got those amp steps on it. So those kick down, but they tuck out of the way nice so you don't see them, which is pretty cool. We also have the matching front and rear bumpers that go with these fender modifications, because part of the fender mod, other than the bigger wheel well, is that it's wider to be able to fit this bigger tire in here. So that makes the bumper not line up if you didn't modify that. So this bumper is designed to flow right into that in there. Got some nice Vision X lights in here to give you better viewing at night. We also upgraded the headlights with some AORC LED headlights to give you better lighting on day-to-day use. Also included a big monster 16,000-pound Warn winch in there. So this thing is very capable to pretty much handle whatever you might need to handle out there in the dirt. But on top of everything else, besides all the cool upgrades, all this stuff, we can do all the mechanical work on these. So like if this diesel needed a new turbo or needed injectors or needed anything like that as far as the repairs and maintenance go to keep this thing running at its best, we can handle all that stuff as well. So make sure you hit us up if you need anything and you got a big truck that you want us to work on.